Good morning, everyone. Hope y'all are doing good, enjoying your week so far. My camera's a little not center of my laptop. There we go. Um, yeah, hope y'all are doing good. Let me get Instagram going live. It looks like my mic's working this week, which is great. Let's get live on Instagram here as well. I think I'm on my right account. How do I tell? Just had to exit. I was. I'm always scared of going live on the wrong account on Instagram. It's so easy to do. Oh, now I'm live. Good morning, everyone. Going live on Instagram as well. Hope everyone's having a great week so far. All right. And good morning, Instagram. We're live on YouTube. We're live on Instagram. Hope everyone's doing good. We are in a bit of a rush this morning because we have to go film Grip Locked in about 30 minutes. So I'm skipping the update for the most part. I also don't have a ton to update. I just got back from Nashville. I was there for the Music City Open. So it was awesome, but most of that update I'm actually gonna do on Griplock. So someone has already asked, Virgil Brown asked, if this week's Griplock already been aired. It's coming out at 3 today because I didn't get back from Nashville for the Music City Open until like 5 or so yesterday. No, I got back at 3:30 yesterday. And so we wanted to wait until I was in studio so that I could do my full like Music City Open trip recap. So that's why there's Hazlitt. Hopefully it's you. Hopefully there's sound. Let me know on Instagram if there's no sound. That's why there's been no grip lock yet. So perfect. Okay, sounds like some people are saying that we're good, that we got sound over there. All right, so fire away some questions if you want. I bought this disc at Music City because I thought it was sick. Like commemorative stamp while I was down there. Put on my trinket shelf over there. So very, very cool. It was a great event. Like I said, I'm gonna do my full recap on Grip Locked. So you can tune in at 3 today if you want to hear my thoughts being on the ground, um, my thoughts of like the whole everything that went down in Music City. It was quite the event. It was pretty funny actually because like during the preview show we were talking about how like the new guard was in all this stuff, and then the old guard showed up at Music City, and it was freaking Simon won, Paul, Ricky were in the mix, Big Germ was in the mix, Chris Dickerson always in the mix. So fascinating. Did I step on T-pad? That's actually a great question. I did one better. I actually in the van I brought a whole T-pad home, and I talked to the guy who is like runs the business that does the T-pads, and I brought samples for us to try on grip lock for us to hold. So I did one better than stepping on a T-pad. I brought a T-pad home and I brought samples. So we'll tune into grip lock to hear our thoughts on that. But yeah, it's a great question there, Jacob. But yeah, I took care of it. I took care of it. Don't you worry. We're gonna get our full T-pad thoughts there. Kyler said, super cool to see you at Music City. Thanks for going out and interacting with fans. Yeah, it was awesome. It was a ton of fun. Loved getting to go out to Music City, meet a bunch of people. It was a great time. I wish I could go to more Pro Tour events. Every time I go to one, I'm like, man, I wish I could go to more of these, but it's not realistic right now. So he also wants to know how the new space is coming along, new store coming together. The new space, the new store is awesome. It's been great. We're fully moved in. Everything's working. Yeah, there's nothing really left to do. Now we're just working out of here, living out of here. So the new storefront, we got a desk built out, we got custom used bins built out, all of that stuff. We actually just had an article written about it in the local paper, which is fun. So it's been awesome. It's been awesome. If you have a chance to come by, I highly recommend it. And when you're in here, ask if you want to meet us, ask if we're in the back, and most of the time we are, and we'll just pop out and say what's up. So, but yeah, it's been awesome. I I saw Robbie at Music City, and he hasn't seen the new space yet. He's coming in May to see it, so he was asking me like, "Is it as good as y'all like talk about and hype up?" And I'm like, It for people who have like seen the behind the scenes of everything up to this point, our new space is just like mind blowing that we're actually here. It's so cool. So super exciting stuff. Eric said, "Do you feel there's a difference between the reactor and the archive?" Well, they're made by different people. Because the archive's a Prodigy mid, and the reactor's MVP, and I think the reactor's way more overstable, if I'm not mistaken. Maybe I'm missing something there, but I think the reactor is way more overstable than the archive. Samuel Barber said, "My wife wants to know when the banter will resume," which is a great time for that question, Samuel, because the banter will be turned into a live show and will start tomorrow, 9 a.m. So 24 hours from now, tune into the Banter YouTube channel for the first ever Banter Live. It's going to be a weekly. Not, I'm not going to call it a podcast. We're calling it a show instead. Everything you love from the banter, plus making it a show instead of a podcast, lets it be way more visual. So we're going to have more games, more challenges. Like tomorrow is supposed to be, I think I'm pretty sure tomorrow is Connor show and tell. So Connor's going to bring an item, multiple items. I don't know. But he's going to bring something for show and tell because we can now. So why not? The banter, if you're not familiar with what the banter is, it's the home to all of our non-disc golf antics, we'll call it. It's an hour-long show each week going live on the Banter's channel, and that's where we scratch our non-disc golf content creating itch. So you can tune in over there. Shay, yes, no grip locked yesterday because it comes out today at 3 because I was traveling all day yesterday. I just got back from Nashville, so I didn't get back till 3:30 yesterday PM. Not like 3:30 AM, but so we didn't have a chance to film it, and we didn't want to like remote film my part and mix it in. We figured it was better just delay it a day. I'll be in studio that way we can talk about like Trevor's experience watching Music City from home, my experience on the ground at Music City, and just be together. Just seems like it makes more sense. So SGR_17 said, "What's your favorite tournament to watch slash go to?" USDGC, bar none. I've been to a bunch of worlds, and worlds is definitely like cool. But it depends a lot on location as to like how cool worlds is. I think worlds in Lynchburg is going to be awesome, but USDGC every time is just like the best experience you can have in disc golf. So if you're close to anywhere and you're or close to Charlotte and you're looking for a disc golf tournament to go to USDGC. Did I enjoy seeing the old guard be in the top 5? I loved it. It was awesome. Yeah, it was super exciting to have. Like I said, I'm gonna talk a lot about it on Grip Lock today, so I'm not gonna get too much into it. But it was super exciting to have like Paul in the mix. Ricky was storming up. It was cool to see it mixed with like Gannon there too. Simon, it's always awesome when Simon's in the lead or in the mix. So yeah, Music City was like basically my dream card. How was attendance on the ground at Music City? It was awesome. It was great. Yeah, it was very, very well attended. I was impressed. Gage said, "Are you planning on building your own disc golf course?" Not anytime soon. We would love to get in the far future, like have our warehouse retail store all together and on a piece of property that we can build a disc golf course around. So like A, content creation, super easy, and B, when people come to town to see the retail store and like shop, you can just go outside and play disc golf course. So would love to get there at some point, but not yet. Did Paul's shoulder look 100% in person? I don't really know how to answer that. I don't really know how you can tell how injured someone is when they're throwing, if that makes sense. But you couldn't tell. You couldn't tell. I mean, so I guess yes, because you couldn't tell if he was injured or not. But yeah, it was tough to tell. Are we going to release the swarm when the public release is? I think they're like releasing the test flights at Champions Cup, which would mean they should have it's the Swarm's a new overstable mid from Discraft. So since the test flight's just coming out, the protos should come out in the next month or so, if I had to guess. We should get access to the protos. We don't pretty much ever get access to test flights. They just do those at events or limited edition drops. So, but when we can, we will. Jonathan White said, stopped watching the banter after the people started changing. I like the OGs. So that's another thing with the new banter format is barring someone getting busy, um, everyone, the whole banter cast will be on it every week. So you'll have me, Trevor, Connor, Silas, Brad, Jason. And then if Brody's in town or Robbie's in town, they'll get thrown in too. Um, if there's like something comes up where one of us is busy or can't make it, that's fine. Everyone else will still do it. But yeah, so the dice won't decide who's on it, isn't on it. Because that was a common feedback, is people like certain lineups more than others, and it just made viewership go up and down and up and down. But with the live stream, everyone's on it every week, so your favorite combination's guaranteed to be on it, because everyone's on it. So there you go, Jonathan. Check and mate. Am I ever going to try to break 100 in ball golf again? I don't know if it'll be for a video, but I mean, that's just a lifelong struggle at this point. Hopefully, at one point. Okay, let's see here. Catch up some on YouTube. Played in a tournament this past weekend that is having Foundation do the payout / prizes. Super cool to see Foundation on some of the T side. Oh, that's sick. Wonder what tournament that was. Shay Stevens said, shameless plug, just published my review of the Pioneer V4. There you go. Check that out. Is there any chance we'll get to see a Foundation alt stream that the DGN has been doing for some events? Not this year. Not this year. Just didn't work out. Cole Sullivan, do you regret betting Trevor that Chris Dickerson would win? No. You never bet more than you're willing to lose. So that 1 point could have got me 4, lost 1. Hey, is what it is. Chris was in the mix. That was basically, it was a guarantee. I mean, they were saying that what was the stat? Chris has like played 100 events in Tennessee and like been top 5 at 99 of them or something like that. He's always been top 5 at Music City. He's won like 68 or some events in Tennessee or something like that. He's won Music City like 5 times. I mean, all statistics pointed to a possible win, and he came. He was in the mix. He was on the final day lead card, so no regrets. Favorite booth other than Foundation at Music City? Eric Horn wants to know. There's actually a booth right next to Foundations at Music City. That was the Disc Golf Dyers Guild. That was a lot of fun. They were just dyeing discs all day. You could go. They had like different times where you could go dye your own discs. So that was really cool to see, and I think a lot of people were having fun there. So Michael Kern said, "Do I know why Kyle Klein DNF by chance?" No, I did hear that him and Cynthia DNF'd. So I don't know, that kind of points more to like some type of outside something or another going on. They both needed 10 to, so I don't know. I don't know any details on it, but hopefully it's not an injury or nothing super serious off the course that caused them to. But I have no idea. Oh, Shay said he wanted to show someone our stream reaction to the Holy Shop, but it's not on the channel anymore. Was it a victim of the Tesla takeover? Yes, when Tesla took over back in the old day, it unpublished everything, and we republished all of our videos. We didn't republish all of our lives. We probably should just go back and republish them now. Only reason we didn't at the time was it was taking a while to like republish everything, and we wanted to make sure we got all of our like normal video content, because that stuff can still get in the algorithm and stuff, and like that's how we make money on YouTube. So we wanted to make sure we got all of that published. So that was our focus. So we just skipped over the live streams and published all of that. So all the live streams kind of got lost in the mix there from back during that time. So we need to get that fixed. Thoughts about bringing the family to Finland for Worlds next year? Great summer destination. I would love to go to Worlds next year. Will I? I don't know. I haven't been out of the country in like 5 or 6 years. So I'm about due, but we'll see. We'll see. I would love to go and take the family over there. So no promises, but we'll see. Try to get caught up on Instagram. Hunter said, "Hey Hunter, great name. Back at you. What's a good replacement for the Axiom Insanity?" So the Axiom Insanity is a flip up 9 speed, if I'm not mistaken. The Discmania CD1 is similar. Trying to think what I use in that slot right now. I use the Passion. It's technically an 8 speed, but I really like that. Um, Other than that, the Escape might be close too. But I mean, if you like the Insanity, just throw the Insanity. I was looking at the leaderboard, didn't see Eagle's name at all. Did I just miss it, or was he not supposed to play? He was supposed to play, but he dropped due to injury, not the shoulder injury, but he was having like a back issue going on. So he posted about it. They took him off feature card because he was like 50-50 if he was going to play or not, decided not to play so that he can hopefully return at Champions Cup. But the shoulder, he said, still feels good. It's just the back. So we'll see what happens. Okay. Now that I'm caught up to everything. Shay, where's the review? It should be on Shay's YouTube channel, Eric, I would imagine. Jonathan wants to know, how do we think spectators will be at New London Worlds? I don't know. Following behind the card will be great. What they're gonna do with general admission, I'm not sure. If I had to guess, I would say they'll use the like running trails that kind of snake through the majority of the course. And if they do that, then it'll be fine. Like you can see a lot of holes that way because that was kind of how like general admission at Music City was. Like you could see 85% of the shots, maybe something like that. Like there were some greens you just couldn't really see, or some tee shots you couldn't see, like who was throwing from the general admission and stuff. But you could see the majority, and I would guess that's similar to what the running trails on at New London would be. Like you'd be able to see most shots, which I feel like is perfect for general admission. Because then VIP, there's that value add where like if you pay for VIP, you can watch a card and see every shot. If you don't pay the premium, then just general admission, it's gonna be normal. So yeah. Modular said, will Foundation attend DDO? Not this year. Not this year, but hopefully in the future. I went to Worlds in 2016 when it was in Emporia. I think it was 2016. And I had a great time there. So I would love to go back, but we're not coming to this year's DDO. But maybe in the future. Taking my friends disc golfing today in Lynchburg. What course do you recommend? The weather's great today, so pretty much any course. Um, yeah, it sounds like you're taking your friends who don't often play, so I would say Peaksview Park would be your best bet for that. Timbrook's also a good option, um, or Sandusky Park if they play some, but all of those are like somewhat beginner friendly. You and Lloyd Morgan said, "Are we getting a big foundation booth at World?" So we'll have a booth at the course that will only sell non-discs, so apparel, accessories, all of that stuff, and then we're gonna have a bunch of events going on at the storefront where we sell discs. That was just what made the most sense. So yeah, so big booth at Worlds, no. Big presence around Worlds, yes. So if you're a Foundation fan and you're coming to Worlds, there will be a ton for you to do and take part in, and a lot of sick discs to shop. We're gonna have a different release in store every day during Worlds, which is gonna be super exciting. And our Heiser Club members are going to get to shop the store early every day as well. So if you're a Heiser Club member, another little added bonus there for you. So definitely exciting stuff if you're going to be at Worlds. Raw Authentic said, should having a caddy be standardized for at least the majors to start? Are you saying like should players be forced to have a caddy? Because if so, no. Let me actually. I don't even think. Let me Google this. I don't even know if players are forced to have a caddy on the PGA Tour. Caddy, PGA. Some famous player caddy partnership, blah, blah, blah. There's no rule about a caddy being mandatory on the PGA Tour. Okay, so it doesn't look like you have to have a caddy on the PGA Tour. It's just like, why would you not? But this one says caddies are required on tour. So I don't know. But I mean, it's kind of a thing of like when you get to a certain level in golf, like if you can afford it, which if you're a PGA Tour professional, you can. Why would you not? Like, why would you not have a caddy? Uh, in disc golf, there's the whole like mental side of like, oh, all my practice rounds, I don't have a caddy. But like when disc golf gets big enough, I think everyone will have a caddy because then your caddy will be traveling with you and you'll have him during your practice rounds too. Not just because yes, there's the fatigue factor of like you don't have to carry your bag, but also you have someone who knows your game basically as good as you do, walking the course, playing the practice rounds with you, and their job is to know the course so that when you're in a situation that you haven't been in before or you have some type of shot, they can remind you of like, either confirm what you're already thinking or remind you of, hey, don't forget there's OB 5 feet behind the basket. Let's make sure we leave this short left or whatever. Like that's where caddies are important. So as payouts get bigger, caddies will get more popular, is my opinion. But for right now, I mean, it's just kind of some people like it, some people don't. So I don't think it should be standardized yet because financially, it's impossible for most people. Shay said PGA requires a caddy. So there's another. Okay, so PGA Tour does require a caddy, but again, we're comparing apples to oranges there. They pay out. I mean, I think Scotty Scheffler just won like 3 point something million for his RBC Heritage win, and Simon Lizotte probably won. Let's actually look. Music City Open. Like he probably won 10 grand. It's always so hard to find these things. Yep, nailed it. Simon won $10,000. So, like I said, I mean, if Scotty Scheffler's caddy was paid 10%, which is normal, his caddy would have made $300,000. Simon's caddy would have made $1,000. And then by the time you get down to Cole Redollin's caddy in 13th place, he'd be paid $100, and Jake Wolf's caddy in 42nd place would have made $30. Like that's why caddies just aren't realistically viable on the disc golf pro tour yet, but on the PGA tour, I mean, pretty easy. So Modular said, have I driven the Blue Ridge Parkway and is it worth it? Many times. That's a common summer night thing to go do. There's so many overlooks and stuff. It's definitely worth it if you're I typically go onto like the Big Island entrance, but like this side of Sharp Top is worth it. The Peaks of Otter, all that. The Blue Ridge Parkway from like Roanoke, like if you get on it in Roanoke and you're going away from Lynchburg, which would be, I guess, more west, it's kind of a awful stretch, kind of sucks. I did that once and it was brutal. But if you're near Lynchburg and you drive from Big Island towards Bedford or towards West Virginia or however you want to get on it around this area, it's like incredible. It's incredible. You said you're from Kansas, so yeah, tons of mountain overlooks and you'll be able to just see for miles and stuff. It's awesome. There's little like trails you can hike off to go see waterfalls and stuff from it too. So yes, Blue Ridge Parkway, definitely worth it. Murphy said, coming to Lynchburg soon. One of the best places to eat. I mean, we got plenty of chains. It depends on what you're looking for, but the like local food, it's tough because I'm allergic to red meat, so I haven't had a chance to try a lot of local cuisine that's come up in the last 7 years because I've been allergic to red meat for 7 years. So I just like I'm a chicken tender guy. So pizza wise, love pizza. Waterstone Pizza downtown's awesome. Sourdough pizza right by where we used to be. It's like 2 minutes away from our new location's incredible. There's a pretty sick so there's a Mexican restaurant called La Carreta that's like your run-of-the-mill, typical Mexican restaurant you'll find everywhere, and then there's one in the mall, funny enough, called I think it's called Papagayo. That might be wrong, but it's in the mall. And it's a more upscale, if you even wanna call it that, a nicer Mexican restaurant. I love that place. That's where my wife and I go regularly for date nights. The Texas Tea Room, the Texas Inn, is like a diner, but it's like a Lynchburg. It's like one of the classic Lynchburg restaurants. There's a location, the true location's downtown. There's another location next to Iron and Ale, which is another great Lynchburg spot. Um, but beyond that, what's tough for me is like I can't really recommend stuff because like a lot of it have really good like burgers or steaks or whatever, and I can't eat any of it. So yeah, hopefully that makes sense. I haven't heard many bad places to eat in Lynchburg. So if you look it up, you'll find some stuff. Another note, when did this month's subscription boxes get sent out? Haven't got a shipping notification. They should have. I mean, I know like a lot of them went out this past weekend. So they should be going out. I mean, pretty much today, yesterday. So they should all be going out. If you haven't got a shipping notification yet, I would wait a day or two and then just send an email to support@foundationdisc.com. Because there's some people who are still getting charged for the rest of the month. So those, like if you haven't been charged yet, then it hasn't shipped yet because we haven't got to the order yet. So it depends on when you subscribed originally. So if you subscribed later in whatever month, then that's why yours hasn't went out. But if it was before this and you've already been charged for it for this month, I would definitely give it a day or two. And if you still haven't got shipping stuff, then email support because they should have already went out. Do I prefer turf tee pads or concrete? Personally, I like concrete because I haven't really had bad experiences on concrete. Turf, I like most turf, but sometimes if turf gets too long, then it might as well just be grass. It can get real slick. So that's why I like brushed concrete just because it's like a guaranteed I know what I'm getting. Turf is like hit or miss at times, if that makes sense. So that's why I say concrete, but if it's good turf, then turf's the best. Kobe, LeBron, or Jordan. My order of those three is Jordan, Kobe, LeBron. That's my order. Do I front load or back load grip? See, I've been asked this a lot. I don't freaking know. Because this is my power grip. Okay, with people watching, and I feel like the fingers that have the most pressure are my pinky and my pointer finger. So I don't think I do either. I used to. I guess I backload because it's easier for me to feel like I still have a really good grip on the disc and take my pointer finger off than to feel like I have a really good finger grip and take my pinky off. So I guess that would mean I backload. Um, but realistically, I just grip it hard. I don't really pay attention to front or backload. But yeah, no, now that I'm thinking about it more, it's way easier for me to move to like grip how I feel like I'm still like it feels like my grip doesn't change that much if I move my pointer finger off. So that would mean I backload, I think. I don't think about it. I just throw, as you can tell by my performance. Ooh, Liz made a great point. Rivermont Pizza is a phenomenal place to eat that I forgot. My dog Dukes, Liz coming in hot. My dog Dukes also. Liz also said Market at Maine. She's just throwing them all in here. So, will I ever try red meat again to see how the allergy is? I can get tested. I just had to go do a blood test. I just have to make an appointment to do it, and I don't care that much. So, because I mean, at this point, the only thing I miss is bacon. Like I would eat a cheeseburger. I was never a pepperoni guy. Never liked steak that much. Cheeseburgers, I guess I miss, but yeah, I don't know. It could have already went away. I could be not allergic to red meat anymore, but um, yeah. If you subscribe, can you pick it up locally? I want to say yes. I believe we have people do that, but I haven't actually looked at the back end of, like, how that works. You'll be able to tell it at checkout if, like, there's a local pickup option like there is for everything else, then you should be able to. If not, you can email support and we can figure out if that makes sense how it works. All right, we're gonna take one more question. We're gonna wrap this up so I can put the finishing touches on grip block, and then we're gonna film it in like 10 minutes. So you can pick up local, yes, local pickup's an option. There you go. All right, we'll answer one from YouTube, one from Instagram. Um, what's my favorite sport outside of disc golf? Definitely basketball, college basketball. Although I might have to be high school soon because college might as well be pro. I used to love college just because there was at least people weren't just out there for money. That's not true anymore. So now, I mean, I think Duke just lost everyone but two players or something crazy. Obviously, not just the transfer portal, but hey, that's just that's college basketball now. It kind of sucks. So I love basketball, but I don't know. I don't know. College sports is just interesting. Funny enough, we'll just take this one. Do I watch the NBA playoffs? Who am I rooting for? I'm a Bucks fan. We'll be at the game tonight. I don't watch the NBA at all until the playoffs, just because I don't really care about it. I tried every year. I try to get into it. The season starts, and I don't know. It's just not the game I enjoy. But playoffs I tend to watch because it feels like everyone cares again. Um, but I don't really have a like team I'm rooting for. I would love to see the Mavs win, um, but I haven't kept up with it enough. I feel like I don't know. I haven't kept up with it enough. I haven't kept up with it enough. So I'll like turn it on at night to fall asleep now. From now till the end of when is in like June or whatever. So I'll watch a lot of NBA from now till then. But like I'm not really rooting for anyone. I've never had a favorite NBA team. When it's gotten to uh when players get to the NBA, I just become a player fan instead of a team fan because like we don't have a local team. Washington DC, they're not even in Virginia technically. And then my next closest team, which is actually closer in DC, is Charlotte, and they're not in Virginia either. So like if we had a team in like Richmond or something, I could understand it and get behind a local team, but for right now, there's just nothing. Okay, I'll clarify this. Jonathan said, "So you think college athletes shouldn't be paid?" No, I think college athletes should be paid, but it's college. So I think that if you go to college, then you're going to college. So in my opinion, what I think, perfect world, A, you should be able to go from high school straight to the league, straight to the NBA or whatever league. Every sport should do this, I think. And then if you go to college, it's a minimum 2 year. And I think that the you can get paid. Okay. But I think that the colleges should be able to put the players under contract. So if you're coming to Duke, you're making a 2 year commitment to Duke. So you're there for at least 2 years. Some players can sign a 4 year deal and be there for at least 4 years. So if you want to be a one and done, you can just like Zion Williamson, should just went straight to the league, right? Loved him at Duke. It was awesome. But like players like that, like they're in college for 1 year just because like now, especially with NIL, but it's just a pass through. Um, and so I think that's how it should work. I think you should be able to go from high school straight to the league if you're a good enough player and you can get drafted. If you come to a school, I think the school and everything should be pen to paper. I'm coming to school. I'm committing to Duke to play basketball for 2 years. And then if, maybe you can have like opt out or trade clauses or whatever in it. Um, but I don't know. There's something's got to change because like the whole transfer portal just sucks. It makes because especially it sucks for like our local college, Liberty, right, or schools on that level. Like if you get if you get a good player and they have a great season, then they're going to get offered NIL money to play elsewhere that you can't match, and then like so then they're just gone. Boom. Like and then it like for mid majors, it's just like you have a star like Steph Curry back in the Davidson era, like, why would he have ever stayed at Davidson? That would have made no sense. Because, like, at least back then, like, when Seth Curry, his brother, came to Liberty, then he transferred to Duke, he at least had to sit out a year before he could play at Duke. Like, at least there was something to consider. Now you can go play the next day. Like, it's stupid. I hate it. It's ruining college basketball. It's ruining college sports. there's my rant. I need to finish prepping for grip lock. So appreciate y'all tuning in. Be sure to tune into the banter tomorrow morning, 9 a.m. I almost just turned everything off by kicking my power strip. Really surprised everything stayed turned on. That was impressive. Talk to you again next week.